do in real estate, it's really about connecting the buyer and connecting the seller. And the way that I look at my job is find my own listings for my buyers because the inventory is so low. Tell my buyers, in this market, where I bring value to you is not finding you homes that are active on the MLS. Just where I bring my value to you is finding the homes that are not on the market. Finding the sellers that want to sell but aren't listing. I get up in the morning with the intention of, let's see how many off-market properties can I find today? How many conversations can I be in? There's plenty of people that want to sell their home, but they may not necessarily be ready to list their home. Using my advocates, people that I know, and I just ask them to do me a favor and just keep their eyes and ears open and connect me with anyone who is in conversation about real estate. If you're going for a walk or you happen to be driving by, if you find a house that's going to run down, I've got a buyer, they're willing to do some work into the home to be in your neighborhood. So if you have a home that's the black sheep of that neighborhood, contact me, give me a call. And people love to be a contribution like that. Or if I had 2 people call me last week and their neighbor 2 doors down, her husband just passed away. So it's asking. I send them a handwritten note. I've got a buyer that's looking specifically in this area. Have you considered selling? If there's a financial benefit to selling now, is that a conversation you'd be willing to have with me? And I keep it very simple and very clear and concise, right? I'm not dropping off any special marketing piece because they're getting so much of that being mailed to them. I just found that the handwritten notes just seem to be more effective. And normally when I'm going through my stack of mail, that tends to be one of the first ones that I open up personally. I just have a game and a goal to have 20 or more conversations with people throughout the day. I could be in conversation with someone at my son's swim meet, making sure that they know that I am looking for more homes on the market. So that could count as a conversation. I make it a point to get out to at least 3 or 4 houses 2 to 3 times a week. Before I go out there, I'm making sure that I'm in that neighborhood at the appropriate time of day so that I can really capture the largest number of people being at home. If I know that it's in a hipster neighborhood with younger working professionals, then my intention is to book it on a Saturday morning or a little later in the afternoons. In the evening hours, especially during the summertime. And then that gives me time to go knock on a couple doors right in that immediate area. And on the flip side of it, if I know that it's more of a retirement community and if those homeowners are available at 2 p.m., that's an appointment to be booking in the middle of the day. But the key is I'm already out there, I'm out in the field, I'm out in the neighborhoods, and to really maximize that time. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Sophia. I'm a local real estate agent. And I have buyers that are looking specifically for homes in your neighborhood. And I saw that you had your home on the market. And I sent you a note card about a week or so ago. And I just wanted to stop by, introduce myself, and see if this property is still available or if you'd be willing to have a conversation with me. If there were some benefit to still selling. They're going to get you the knee-jerk no, and just oftentimes, they've been on the market, they're embarrassed, they're upset, they're frustrated, they may have lost out on another property. The key is to get them into conversation with you, and I want to just unfold as to, what happened, getting them reconnected to their why. People just don't get up in the morning and decide that I'm going to go through all the pain of listing my home unless there's a compelling reason to. People are telling me that they're getting discouraged, with finding another home to purchase. In the case of I'm not ready to sell now because I can't find a home, let's talk about, what are the features and benefits of this new home? What is that offering you? And I'll tell you what, like I'll just keep it on my radar. And as I'm out talking to other homeowners and looking for homes for my other buyers, and if I come across anything, I circle back and let you know if I come up with anything. It's just really about knowing the inventory that's out there, creating inventory that's both on the market and off the market. So a lot of my phone calls just sound like, you know, I spoke with another homeowner this morning, and there may be a property that I found that you may want to take a look at. Let's see if this works for you. You know, and if it does work for you, then let's have a conversation about getting your house on the market.
Okay, so what did you think of that?
Some good talking points in there. And I like the way that she talks about the job of a real estate agent is connecting buyers and sellers. So it doesn't have to be people who are already selling or already buying, but finding people who might want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's definitely the theme. And then I liked that she really walked us through the process of how she did it. And of course, there are always objections. And so she covered how to handle that. So then this worksheet just kind of outlines some of the main points, and then also provides some other ideas. So other ways to generate more inventory is by researching expired listings, leveraging your community connections for word of mouth information. So that would be what she's doing, you know, just talking with people, keeping notes. And then the big thing is scheduling daily conversations with people in the community, you know. So, because I know it's been a while now, but I know I've talked with both you and Barbara about how it's all about conversations. It's a huge funnel. You know, it's an average of 25 good real estate conversations to 5 good appointments to 1 closing. So it's all about conversations. And she was saying she does 20 a day. I'm not quite sure how she's fitting 20 in a day. I would think just 20 a week would have a huge impact on anyone's business. Then they also talk about farming. And here, you know, they have the tip about consider mailing handwritten notes to explain the opportunity that you have for buyers. That handwritten notes can stand out more than other pieces. And I think that's true. In her case where she was talking about where she's preparing to go out door knocking, I do think that, I mean, if you can do handwritten notes to everyone, that would be better. But that could also work where, you know, if you're already farming a neighborhood and you've been doing postcards on a regular basis, even just sending 1 or 2 postcards before you door knock will help because they will more likely recognize you and stuff. So I think that handwritten notes are best, but mass mailing like that can work too. Yeah. The idea is to be able to refer and ask if they received that or not. And even if they don't remember or whatever, it shows that you're actively trying to work that neighborhood. Yeah, and then in here it talks about having a goal to have 20 or more conversations with people each day. And then they do provide the example of like her, where she talked about how it might just be at a swim meet or something like that. So she's counting, you know, all of her conversations with people as she's out and about, not just her real estate conversations. She talked about knowing the demographic makeup of the neighborhood to know when the best time to door knock is or to schedule meetings. I think that's smart. Obviously, you want to ensure you're in the neighborhood at the right time. And this is where, you know, I think I've been mentioning to you and Barbara, summertime is ideal because it's nice out. People are out working in their yards on the weekends. So definitely an ideal time. Here it specifically talks about if the neighborhood's younger and family-oriented weekdays. or Saturday morning when the kids are up, or they say early summer evening. I'm trying to think. I've done it usually like weekend afternoons. If it's a retirement community, she talked about afternoons or weekdays. But the whole idea is to try to leverage the knowledge that you have to increase your chances for success. And as you know, I'm always saying, make the most of the time, right? Because you're trying to have as many conversations as possible. So you want people to be home. And the more conversations you have, it's like, yes, you might get a lot of no's, but you know, it's a numbers game. So, and I know it sounds hokey, but you know, we've been reading it in the books, and I have found this myself. As the no's start adding up and I'm starting to get frustrated, I do just know, well, I'm just getting closer to a yes. Eventually it's going to happen, you know? So you just have to have the patience and faith for that. And then she did a good job in the video of explaining how to talk to them about their why and what they're looking for in another home, or why they want to move. Sometimes for folks that have gotten frustrated with the market and things, and I think there are some buyers that are starting to get burnt out now, you know, finding out why they initially want to make a move in the first place and remind them of that, and then how you can help them with that. And first, it seems like a lot of people now, they just want to talk to us, or sometimes they're meeting with different realtors to figure out, you know, what our strategy is to help them. And then I think the big thing is just to put together a plan, because if they are selling a property and they need to sell that before buying, there's going to be a lot of anxiousness and tension there. So it's just best to come up with a plan, knowing that there's options, and helping them figure out what's going to work best for them. And then they just talk in detail here about how to have them describe the home they're looking for. And then reminding them, I mean, obviously they know you're out talking to people, so you can keep that in mind when you're talking to other people too. Getting out and about in the neighborhood really does help people feel like we're on the ground working, you know, especially in this kind of market, because there's not a lot of agents that are doing that. So that definitely attracts attention. And yep, the summary is just about that it's all about connecting potential sellers with buyers. And obviously, the more conversations you have, the more chances you have for success. So it's just getting out there and having conversations. Anything else you want to add?
I think it was all good points. I just think the more personal you can make your connections, the higher chance of it turning into something.
Yep, for sure.
Getting to know people, allowing them to get to know you. I think that's all important.
And a big part of it is listening to them and kind of following their lead. Because especially in a situation where we're soliciting and basically door knocking, they don't want to be sold to. So it shouldn't really be about selling ourselves. It should be more about trying to help them and the service that we can provide, how we can help them reach their goals. Okay, I'll go ahead and stop for now.